This is the digital wrench point of sale screen. There are several things you can do from this screen before you even find the customer. One thing you can do is you can find a part and get a price for it. You click on the Find Part button or the F5 button. Find the part by category or description like you would normally do. Once you find the part, you can select it, double click on it to select it, and it'll give you the price and how many are in stock. This only does this before you select the customer. When you go to select a customer, you can either paste in their ID number if you already have it. You can click in here and type it in. For instance, I know that there's a number 18. I can type in 18 and press enter, and that'll bring up the customer on the screen ready to sell them items. I'm going to select a new customer here. The other way to find a customer is press the F2 button or click on the F2 Find Customer button. Then you can find them by last name, company name, or ID number. So I'm just going to select number 18 here, and it did exactly the same thing. So the next thing after you do that, you're going to find some parts to sell them. Now if you know the part number, you can click down in the bottom here and scan them in with a barcode scanner or just type them in. If you don't know the part number, click on Find Part Number and then find the part and double click on it. If the quantity is pressed down here, it'll ask you for the quantity. You can change the quantity here, hit OK. If the part had a serial number that it wants you to put in, you can type it in here or select it by clicking on this button here. We're not going to put a serial number in at this point. And there your part number is on the screen. Your part is there, ready to go. So we'll go ahead and add another part number. We're not going to ask it for the quantity, so we'll uncheck this, unclick it. And then we'll find the part number. Double click on the one we want. Okay, so we have our items on the screen. You simply click Finish. If there's a purchase order number and if you have this turned on, you can type it in here. Otherwise, just hit OK. At that point, you can type in the amount tendered. If they give you a credit card or a check or cash, okay. So we're going to say this is from your credit card. So we'll just click on this button right here. And it'll say you must enter an amount, and then it will fill it in for you automatically. And then we'll go ahead and complete payment. It'll go ahead and print this to the screen where you can email it, or you can print it, or you can just close this screen. And that's it. And it created an invoice 100076, which you can find in Digital Wrench. Okay, let's see what else we can do in here. We'll go ahead and select the previous customer. Each customer is over here on the right hand side. You'll see that you can just double click on that and it'll bring in that customer. That way you can have several customers in line. One might get out of line and then you can keep their items on the screen. It will not go away. And then they can come back and add more things to their total later on. Okay, so we selected number 18. So what we can do is we'll find another part and we'll put it on the screen. Now, there's several things we can do on this. We can double click on it or click on it and hit change, either way. And we can change the quantity, we can change the retail amount, which will change the extended, which will multiply by the quantity, obviously. And we can add shipping here if we need to. Okay. So we're just going to change the retail to 19.9959, whatever, and hit OK, and we've changed the price. It's that simple. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can apply a discount to it. When you hit this discount button down here, it will apply it to all items on the screen. So if I want to discount it by 10%, you just click on that. It'll add this 10% discount, and you'll see it up here, the retail compared to the extended. And if you double click on it, you'll see that there was a 10% discount of $2. Okay, and that's how that works. The other thing you can do is you can see a history of whatever they've purchased before. So I'll click on that history button. Now if there's something that they buy all the time, this is a great way to use it. So let's say they come in and they buy filter all the time, or a filter. We hit this button right over here, and then we can right click on the find part button and it'll put it on the screen for us. Obviously we already had a filter on the screen, but that's fine. And that's pretty much how those things work. The other thing you can do is I can delete everything off the screen if they decide they don't want anything. So I might have gotten an estimate and they could figure out how much they want to spend or don't spend. Then I can hit delete all down here on the F7. It'll delete everything and reset the screen. Okay. Now I'm going to go back into that customer again. I'll double click over here on the right hand side. Okay. Let's go find something else. It's fan nozzle, for instance. Okay. And we could do a discount. We can also do a package, which is a different situation. And we can add that to this screen as well. So let's say I have a package that I've already pre-built, and it's an oil change. Okay. Now understand that no labor will show up on this screen. You can only sell parts. So if you have a package that has labor in it, it will only show the parts for that on this screen. It will not show the labor. If you want to show labor and parts, you'll have to make it in Digital Wrench itself. Okay, so now we have all these items on the screen. The other thing we can do is we can put a memo so it'll be stored in the resulting invoice. And I'll show you that in a moment. And then we can finish this up. Okay, we'll finish it. Purchase order, we don't have one, we don't care, so we're just going to say, let's say he gives us a check. So we'll click on this button here and that'll fill it in for us automatically. I can type in the check number. Okay. Complete the payment. And again, there it shows on the screen the basic printout. And you can print it from here just by clicking on print. Or you can click on email Digital Wrench. Okay, I'm going to click on email just for fun. Okay. And there it is. It emailed it and we're done. Notice that it completed an invoice 1077. So let's go to Digital Wrench and check that out. Actually, we don't even need to go into Digital Wrench. We can look at the invoice from here by bringing up the customer, looking at the history. Okay, this is the last thing that was sold, or these are the last items we sold. Okay, and there's 1077 is our invoice number. I can click on this little select button again over here. Okay, and this time I can right click on the F9 Get ROs button, and it'll show me that invoice and exactly what it looks like. It's a completed invoice because we paid for it completely. Okay, and this is exactly what it looks like in Digital Wrench. Okay, here's how you can pay a completed invoice from the point of sale screen. At the same time, you can sell the customer other parts. So let's select our customer. I already know I have a completed but not paid for invoice already here, so I click on the Get ROs F9. That means you can press the F9 on the keyboard. So I'll click on that. It'll show up in green and yellow. Okay, and that'll show the year, make, and model of the vehicle you're working on, and the extended price is how much is owed on that work order. Okay, I can view that work order by right clicking on it and clicking on View RO. If I've paid nothing on it at all, I can actually adjust this work order. Okay, so I could take away this credit card fee. Make it 0 if I wanted to. Could check that, 0 that. Now there's no credit card fee. And now obviously the price has changed. Okay, at that point you can go ahead and add another part that you're going to sell. Now what it'll end up doing is paying off this work order invoice and then creating a whole new invoice work order using these parts or however many parts you have on the screen. So we'll go ahead and finish it. And we'll say we're going to take a credit card, even though you shouldn't because you didn't add the fee, but that's fine. So the whole total is $582.32. Complete the payment. And it'll show the new invoice, not the old one, on the screen, and you can email it or print it, whatever. And you're done. It's that simple. Okay, so here's a couple other things that you can do in the point of sale. I'm going to go ahead and select our customer. And down here, these are toggle switches. Click them in, click them off. Okay, both of these, that and the credit card fee. It warns you because it's kind of important. So let's say that I want to print the ROs. Now this is for previous ROs. So if I get the ROs, now it doesn't show your make or model because it wasn't attached to any kind of a vehicle. It was just a regular work order, generic work order. So let's say I want to print those. So when I finish this, I'll go ahead and just take cash and complete it. It'll go ahead and print that RO, that previous RO. Okay, and that's all there is to that. I'll go back into the customer. So we'll turn that off, and let's say I'm going to make get some new parts. Let's throw something on there. And I want a credit card fee attached to it. You set this up in the company setup so that it's automatically on, or you have to select it on, and you put the percentage in the company setup under taxes and charges. So if I turn this on right here, then when I finish it, you'll see that there was a credit card fee involved in it, and it added it to the work order. So I'm going to go back and get that. Look at the history. Click on this button, and then right click on the Get ROs button, and you can see that it added a $14 fee to it automatically. Okay. And the other thing you can do is, let's put a bunch of parts on the screen. There's a parts pick list right here. You can click on that, print it to the screen, and then you can email it if you want. But there it is right there, so you can print it out and go get all the parts and then come back to the screen later and finish it out. The other thing you can do is you have a UPC code. So in some cases you'll have a part number and a UPC code in your inventory. So if this is pressed like that, when you type it in here, it'll search for that UPC code instead of searching for a part number. And barcodes work really well with UPC codes. Also remember that you can get rid of everything on the screen by clicking on this Delete All button. If you leave it on the screen and go to another customer or even quit the program, this never goes away. Okay, and there is a place to find this just in case you forgot. Let's say a customer came in and they had some stuff on the counter, they went to get something else, you waited on another customer and they didn't come back. Okay, so when you close this screen, there's another under Edit All POS Items, and it'll show those items. Okay, and then you can click on one of the items and hit this Copy ID button. Close that, back into the point of sale, and click on this paste ID button, and it'll bring up the customer with all those items. Then at that point you can delete all and get rid of all of it. So another thing you can do if you have multiple users, you can click on this user button up here and select a different user. And of course different users have different capabilities, but most capabilities are available in the point of sale. So that way a user can record that he or she did that transaction, and that's all recorded in the transaction for the work order.